The powerful explosion created a crater in the ground, and thick smoke billowed rapidly upwards. A short while later, when the smoke cleared, Lu Fan went to the spot and saw a book. He immediately picked it up. He examined it and began to think. What was on his body? It seemed he had found something else in the treasure chest besides the hunter's a heavy bow. There was something else there, something difficult to fully understand. But then Lu Fan saw something that shocked him. The notebook contained information that completely astonished Lu Fan. He began to read, around May 20th in the far north. It was the 21st day of the early season. And as always, the snow-covered plains were bitterly cold and endlessly frozen. But, unexpectedly, on this day, I encountered a creature I never expected to meet. It was legendary, so ferocious that it could obliterate even the largest animal in an instant. A colossal creature that suddenly appeared in a single breath. With its appearance, every living thing around it perished. Seeing this, in that very moment, this forest area became a forbidden zone forever, a place where humans would never dare to venture. Lu Fan closed the book and smiled to himself, as he had certainly not expected to find information about dragons in this notebook. He thought to himself, considering all the signs and descriptions recorded in the book, it was clear that the magical powers used by this dragon were exactly like the wrath of the Ice Dragon King. That cold, merciless, and all-freezing power. The implication was clear. This dragon was probably the Ice Dragon itself. A look of deep thought crossed Lu Fan's eyes. If they could find and subdue the Ice Dragon mentioned in those notes, it wouldn't just be another victory. Their overall capabilities would then transcend ordinary limits, reaching a whole new level. And when this secret place is finished, I'll be able to return to the far north. Thinking this, Lu Fan took a long leap, but then he remembered that the two men he needed to teach a lesson were still below. When the two men saw Lu Fan approaching, they were terrified. But Lu Fan immediately attacked with his sharp sickle and bound them both with his chains. And Lu Fan, with a bloodthirsty smile, approached them and said, "Do you have anything else to say? Or should I just end your lives right here?" But then, one of them said, "I'll give you all my valuables and important possessions. All I want is for you to spare my life. Dead men are of no use to you, so please spare our lives." And then he added, "Lu Fan, today I, Yuan Jingang, admit defeat. Kill me or torture me, do whatever you want, but give me a quick death. If you spare me, my Yuan family will forever be indebted to you. For this, even if I have to face mountains of knives and seas of fire, I will never back down." Lu Fan looked at them with a mocking smile and said, "Do you think that's enough to impress me?" Hearing Lu Fan's words, he said, "Hey Lu Fan, if you wanted to take our lives, it would truly be as easy for you as flicking your wrist. Because we saw everything with our own eyes, how you defeated such a massive beast with a single attack. But I want to tell you that perhaps we would be more useful to you alive than dead. Please think about it." Lu Fan smiled and looked at him saying, "Okay." But he was still afraid for his life and continued, "Whatever the reason, as long as our existence is secure because of you, we will give you everything we have. Everyone will obey." Seeing his companion giving all his belongings to Lu Fan, he was completely astonished. He thought to himself, "Why are you giving away all your things like this?" He went up to him and said, "Why are you giving away so many things? Isn't he afraid that we'll retaliate? And what if we act together?" As soon as he heard him, he refused to cooperate and said, "What are you thinking? If you think we can defeat Lu Fan in any way, you're wrong. Did you see? The way he dared to give us the Sea Hunter's bow only shows that he possesses something far more dangerous. And let me tell you one more thing. If you're looking for death, don't drag me into it because I don't want to die." When he refused in this manner, she angrily took a deep breath and said, "Oh, I know. You don't need to remind me. Then the two of them stood up. They watched Lu Fan leave and commented, "What kind of mischief is that man going to get up to in the middle of the lake?" His other companion also said, "He's certainly not making things easy for us." Meanwhile, by the lake, Lu Fan arrived at the center. Upon reaching it, he knelt down beside the chest and opened it. As soon as he opened the chest, countless items appeared. At the same time, a notification popped up from the status window. The legacy of the Dragon Warrior, the legacy of the Golden Dragon King, has been obtained. Attributes and level have increased. In this way, Lu Fan received many rewards. But Lu Fan was actually looking for something else. He thought, "Hey, there's no dragon egg here." But then he found something made of dragon scales. Seeing it, he picked it up in his hands. He didn't understand what it was. Then a reward began to glow in the air. But when Lu Fan saw this, he thought to himself, "Wow, this time, with my heavy armor and sword, I can even penetrate the main weapon style, Mars." At the same time, he picked up his bow. As Lu Fan picked up the bow, he thought to himself, "Why not test it?" The moment he activated it, the bow suddenly transformed into an invisible sword. Seeing this, Lu Fan was overjoyed, realizing that he could now attack with even greater freedom. Then his gaze fell upon the servant book. He was momentarily surprised, wondering what kind of book this servant book could be. After reading the notification on the status window, Lu Fan understood, "Hey, this is a book that can make ferocious beasts and class-changing individuals its servants." Lu Fan was overjoyed to see that this skill was far more powerful than just a mere accident. Lu Fan glanced back, and with a wide smile thought to himself, "I didn't know it would be this powerful." Afterward, he slowly descended to the ground. As Lu Fan landed, the two, seeing him, understood that it was probably time to leave. But Lu Fan smiled and said, "Before we go, I'll give you both a little buff. If I give you complete freedom in the secret realm, would you be willing?" Upon hearing this, one of them suddenly asked, "Hey, what kind of buff is this? Is it powerful?" Lu Fan smiled faintly and replied, "Yes. This chapter ends here. Want to see what happens next? Then please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon.